We have some people who get very upset. And one of our favorites is Mark Levin. Sean Hannity calls him the Great One.
I agree. I'm a dope.
Which is idiotic. And I think they do it ironically, but I don't care enough to look into their relationship. That said, if I may, he apparently, that's the indictment. Apparently, he's pissed. Mark Levin explodes on Trump's Georgia indictment. This is 100 pages of bullshit. And on broadcast news, the nerve. Let's go.
Welcome back, America. Now
Welcome back, America. What do you don't they don't show this overseas, even to our troops or something like that. So it's only inside the continental United States. Is there a law or something? Did you violate something? Is it FISA? Is that what it is?
given the police state tactics of the Biden administration and the Democrat Party.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Democratic Party, but
we get to Donald Trump. Remember the Durham report?
The Durham report? I remember that. I do not remember the Dorm report. Is that from Porky's 3?
About Russia collusion?
Yes, the part where in nowhere did it say there was no Russian collusion, but Trump and you and everybody at Fox keep saying that.
People should read it. He shot torpedoes into the side of the Department of Justice and FBI like no prosecutor's ever done in my...
I don't know why that dropped out, by the way. And I don't... If he shot torpedoes into the FBI and the DOJ, then I guess they all missed, or...
My lifetime. And I speak as a former chief of staff to the Attorney General of the United States. The corruption at the FBI, at the Department of Justice, remains.
Oh, it's there. It shall remain forever and ever and ever.
Here I am like an idiot.
Sorry.
And it comes at the top. Merrick Garland. Merrick Garland is a very angry man who wanted...
I could tell. Yeah, I was like, in between times where I go, Merrick Garland has the exact same voice as my maternal grandmother. The rest of the time I'm going, the rage. When will he stop?
...to be on the Supreme Court. Now he's Attorney General. He's enormous power. And he's using it. Every decision made at the federal level affecting Donald Trump has to be approved by him and his radical left-wing deputy, Deputy Attorney General Monaco.
Mm-hmm.
But they're worse than Stalin.
Oh, no. Worse than Stalin? Where are the gulags? So Trump is... He didn't get to negotiate his surrender or go through... He's not getting due process. They're just taking him straight to a work camp? Oh, dear God. Worse than Stalin.
These are worse than Stalin trials.
They're worse than Stalin trials. I see. That's have you read any history? You know what? Maybe he means like Gary Stalin from from Des Moines. You know, his trials are okay. This is worse than those.
These are worse than communist show trials. Can you name one targeted victim during the Stalin regime who was indicted in 4 different jurisdictions?
Well, no, they didn't bother. They didn't need 4 different jurisdictions. Nobody lived long enough to, I guess, violate Stalin's rules in that area. They just fucking kill you. I'm sure, maybe, does it count if he drawed and quartered somebody? Does that count?
Can you name one?
No, because I'm not a history buff about the internal workings of Stalin's cabinet or...
Who is facing 91 charges? Can you name one who is...
Well, no, because again, they wouldn't even need... They would just do the one charge and consider them guilty and then they would die. That was that. They didn't have to do this. And arguably... The fact that he's facing 91 charges in 4 different indictments is actually proof that it's not Stalin-esque in any fucking way.
He's facing almost 1,000 years in prison? No.
No! Well, that has to do with the amount of crimes he committed, because he's an asshole, not because... You do realize anyone else who broke the same laws would face the same time. That's also what makes it unlike a Stalin trial.
This is worse. So why are they doing this? This is all coordinated, folks. All coordinated.
Well, Stalin didn't have to coordinate anything. He just pointed somebody and they got swept off. And
Between the locals, the state, and the feds.
well, it's good. I'm glad that we have a functioning government. It's nice to see them, the bureaucracy working together again.
All Democrat cities. That's why they're not bumping into
Georgia's a state, but okay.
each other when they make these announcements.
Also, Washington, D.C. is not it doesn't matter what the makeup of it's not. The federal system is for the entire country.
More than that, they're coming seriatim, one after another. You have to plan those things. They don't.
Well, you can't stack them. I mean, I like, how would you even attempt that? Of course they come one after the other. It's like a choo-choo train.
Just happen. They're trying not to interfere with each other.
Well, I think that's nice. It's nice to see functioning government.
But they're dumping all the charges, making all the publicity, draining Trump of his resources.
How could they? The cost of these trials altogether is somewhere in the order of like $250 million. The dude's a billionaire, dude. He's got money everywhere. He's fucking got, he's a grease. He just fucking flick money at this, man. He just fucking, here's 50 million here, 50 million there. Fucking, if I have to sell a building, I got too many buildings anyways. I just sell that building. But yeah, he's got $9 billion, man. $250 million in trial. Man, fuck that. He could make the federal government mad at spending as much money. Come on.
Draining Trump of the ability to campaign for president of the United States. All.
Why? He's campaigning at the same time. He's using it as the primary function of his campaign.
In the last 5 months. And
well, no, it's over while he was president and the crimes he committed. By the way, Jack Smith did not force Donald Trump to retain classified documents, just for the record. Nobody made him do that.
They want all their trials in the next 6 to 12 months.
Right. If he wasn't running, you wouldn't even give a shit.
That's not coincidence.
Well, I mean, he's the one who started his campaign early.
He's charged with crimes relating to election activity.
Yeah, the fraud in particular.
He's charged with crimes relating to documents.
Classified documents that he has no right to, that he showed to fucking book writers who work with Mark Meadows and let it stacked in the shitter and on the stage at Mar-a-Lago.
He's charged with crimes relating to non-disclosure agreements.
What? Are you talking about the civil cases?
He's charged with crimes relating to campaign activity in one state.
Yeah, just one state. He did it in a bunch of other states, but only one state is charging him.
He was charged before with a phony impeachment where he turned out to be right.
No, he was impeached. He was wrong.
And they didn't even go through the normal due process, such as it is that the House of Representatives has traditionally.
You mean for the second one? Because they were running out of time and they wanted to actually have the Senate rule that he couldn't run again because he fucking staged an insurrection? Don't stack these, motherfucker. There are 2 impeachments.
Then he was charged again with another impeachment.
Okay, you're talking about the second one first.
And he was tried when he was in Mar-a-Lago.
Mar-a-Lago. It's a strange place.
An impeachment that accused him of insurrection and sedition, for which he's never been charged, and he never did.
Well, again, yeah, he did. And giving aid and comfort to insurrectionists and rebels is precisely what he did and has done since he left office.
Then we had the Mueller criminal investigation, where he had to give
Before all this.
testimony, written answers, and the
Written answers. He wrote those by hand,
thousands of subpoenas. His kids were all brought in. Hundreds and hundreds of witnesses and so forth. They had nothing. All intended to sabotage his presidency.
And he still had time for golf. Weird.
That's a police state.
What, during his presidency, we lived in a police state? Boy, am I glad he's gone. Shit.
And they're doing it to you.
They are? Oh, shit. Imaginary police locking me up. Sorry, it's a little fantasy thing I do sometimes. It's nobody's business. I'm not here to yuck anybody's yum.
Went through a whole long list of things.
Uh-huh.
And they're doing it to you right now.
They are?
Now, on top of that, look at this.
Wait, no, not on top of that. How are they doing it to me? I didn't retain classified documents in my shitter.
They use a grand jury in Washington, D.C. to bring charges that
You have a microphone.
are related to Florida. That violates, as I keep saying here, venue limitations.
No, it doesn't, because these are federal documents, and his actions, the actions themselves while taking place in the state of Florida were a violation of federal law, where the seat of governance is in Washington, D.C., and the documents that he mishandled, stole. He stole from this place and took to this place. That's why it's a federal charge. So no, there are two venues here. They're the place he fucking stole from, and there's the place he actually evaded the authorities retrieving the stolen items. That's two different crime points. That's two different sites, right? I don't know. You'll have to talk to Ted Bundy's attorney.
In the Department of Justice manual for prosecutors. That is an abuse of power. What?
No. The abuse of power would be taking classified documents out of the White House when they're not declassified and hiding them in boxes in between pictures of yourself on fucking Time magazine covers and shit like that you're intending to hang in your property, and then telling your lawyer you don't have them, and then having your assistant or whoever the fuck, your body man, bring those boxes into your office, and then you rifle through them, and you take those out, and then you put them in your fucking desk, and then you have him put the box of pictures back into the place, and then lie to your attorney and say that there were never any other things. You didn't go in there and nobody touched the shit, when it turns out that's absolutely what you did. That's a conspiracy. That's illegal.
Else? You're not supposed to bring actions that may have an impact on an election. That's another section.
What the fuck are you talking about? Well, then I guess leave Hunter Biden alone. Why is there a Hunter Biden special counsel?
Of the Department of Justice regulations, federal prosecutors and
Federal prosecutors and agents may never select the timing of an action, including investigative steps, criminal charges, statements, for the purpose of affecting any election or for the purpose of giving it. Yeah, they didn't select the time. That's the thing. Select the timing of any action, including investigative steps, criminal charges, or statements, for the purpose of affecting an election. Well, that would be the Comey rule. So Trump only got into office because Comey broke that rule. But secondly, they didn't choose that time. This is the timing of it. He chose to run for president early so that he could make it look like everything they did was in violation of this.
Agents may never select the timing of any action, including investigative steps, criminal charges, or statements, for the purpose of affecting any election, or for the purpose of giving an advantage or disadvantage to any candidate or political party.
Right, they didn't. He retained the documents, especially. He retained those himself. And the time after he committed those crimes, to the time it took him to investigate him, have a warrant, do the search and seizure warrant, get all those documents back, go through them, recognize the depth of the charges, understand he may have moved some of them to Bedminster and other sites, and react to that, and then file charges based on that, and go through the process of just the regular legal. This is the timing of it. This is how it lays out. They didn't pick this time. Trump did, by committing his crimes in this particular time frame.
The only time they can do it is when it's approved by the Attorney General of the United States. What about attorney-client privilege?
Well, it doesn't apply to gangsters, I think.
Have you ever had an attorney?
Uh-huh.
Have you ever had somebody you're up against, and the person you're up against goes to a judge and says, I think those two are colluding to commit a crime, and she holds a secret hearing. And she says, I think you're right. So your lawyer has to testify for the other side in a grand jury and provide all the written notes of your conversations.
No, I haven't had that. But then, of course, I never had my attorney go and lie to a under oath to the legislature of a state on my behalf, and make assurances about the quality of the evidence that they were showing at that time, that I and they both knew was false. That'd be it.
Ladies and gentlemen, why go through the motions of justice? Just hang the guy.
Jesus Christ. No. That might be how you guys do things, but no. For the record, as a Democrat, I do not want Donald Trump to get the Mike Pence treatment.
You know how far back attorney-client privilege goes? 1577. English common law. That's
right. And how many times since then have lawyers been found to be engaged in criminal activity with their client that at a certain point, especially around prohibition, we started to have exceptions to attorney-client privilege. Otherwise, it's just a perfect recipe for hiding your crimes.
English common law. But it goes back before.
Here's the thing. Like, can I give my lawyer the gun I used in the murder and have him get rid of it for me? I mean, and if I tell him I'm going to shoot somebody else, does he have to tell anybody? If I know I'm going to commit a crime and I relate that crime to him, what are the rules? Exactly.
That too. Ancient Rome believed in attorney-client privilege. Modern-day America does not. So,
fucking Americans. America's just shit. Thanks, Mark, just for saying that. I don't know. If I were you, I would stop using that American flag in all your graphics then.
So here are the charges for June 8th. Documents. What are they charging him with? Well, violations of the Espionage Act of 1917. That law was created by Woodrow Wilson to imprison 2,000 of his political opponents, as I've told you, including a presidential opponent, Eugene Debs. They rounded it up. They put him in prison so he could get through the election. What else?
So, why? Good question. And then, all right, it's interesting you brought that up. So, why in all that time did you never call for its removal as a law ever until Donald Trump? Why all during? I mean, it just sat there on the books, and you're like, wow, if this goes bad.
False statements. False statements. You can drive a truck through that allegation of false statements. What else?
Cool. Well, as long, yeah, it's the problem is. The recordings that prove he was making false statements.
The Enron statutes. The Enron obstruction statutes were never intended to be applied to a president of the United States. Here's the crap indictment that all the legal analysts says this is where the problem is right here. Not if we're a republic with a true rule of law. That's crap.
That's crap. I just said it's crap.
Then we have, here's a...
Right. He's definitely getting dangerously close to outrage. Outrageous.
Another one. Here we have the January 6th case. And I've told you before, what did he do, Mr. Smith? 1871 Klan Act. What? The Enron Act. The guy loves the Enron Act on obstruction and a financial fraud statute. Look, right here. Oh, my God. Crap. Mr. Smith goes to Washington and Mr. Smith blows up the place. Here we...
What? Oh, I see. That's what January 6th was. January 6th was Mr. Smith goes to Washington and blows it up. That's what he really thinks.
We have Atlanta, Georgia, by...
With a black lady, no less. Forget it. Oh, no way.
Fannie Willis. Now,
it's weird that you didn't show a picture of Jack Smith. Is it? Because it's interesting. It's curious. Does anybody find that odd? You show a picture of her, but you don't show a picture of Jack Smith because... Is there something about Jack Smith that your viewers won't find objectionable, or?
Look at her indictment. I don't even know if she read the damn thing.
Oh, she read it.
You know what this is? 100 pages of bull.
Well, that settles it. What page is the bullshit on? So I guess she could check it. Maybe it's a misspell.
I could take one section out of here.
Okay. Like the part that, I don't know, defines the defendant.
Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Are you allowed to challenge a campaign in open and challenge its legitimacy?
Yeah, but you're not allowed to do it behind the scenes after your legal remedies have run out.
According to her, no. So,
yeah, you're not challenging it at that point. You're trying to steal it. You can't steal it. It's like, are you allowed to challenge your poverty by robbing a bank? Oh, I'm sure. So striving is wrong now?
Put RICO aside and every other charge aside.
No. I'm not going to put the charges he's guilty of aside just so you can go, then what have you got left? After I put every charge aside, what are you going to charge him with? Well, now obviously nothing because all the charges are gone. You've just said so. I want to put aside everything he's guilty of, and
She just charged somebody with a felony under state law for exercising their federal First Amendment free speech right.
no, if you try to manipulate behind the scenes, because again, this isn't something he just said out in public. This is a strategy that he had to manipulate the electorate from two different directions. On one hand, pressuring the governor on phone calls with his people, trying to scare the shit out of him, and then on the other hand, having Rudy come down there and lie to the legislature and set up this elector scheme. So they were trying this pincer move, both of which knew were based on a false premise that he won the state, which he fucking well did not. After all of his legal remedies had already been passed. They already done the recounts. They'd already done the court cases. That was that. It was after that part. This is January 2nd, motherfucker.
That's part of this crap. Hey,
That's a crap and crappity crap. By the way, can I just say, Rush L the 6 yells at camera for Trump. Yeah. Can I just say for the record, The Democrat Party Hates America is the name of his other book because the other one sold so well. No, we don't. B, it's Democratic Party. And C, I've never heard anybody shit on America more these days than Mark Levin, except maybe Donald Trump. Holy shit. But can we just for a second enjoy just the misery here? I don't go down a crap. I got a crap. I don't know what you're doing. Black lady make a crap and a crap and a crap. Crap. I'm Mark Levin and I'm ready to do. This is crap too. A crap too. Crap. Crapping on crap and I crap it like that. Crippity crap. I don't like it like that. I don't like it like that. I'm gonna like it like that. Sorry. Sometimes you just I don't like it that Trump better steal anything from the Trump. I travel to do that and my pants are a dump because I pooped myself. I crap. Can we just enjoy how fucking miserable Mark Levin is? I think that's enough. Like, it's just a moment of silent introspection, where we can all just kind of breathe deep, just pull it into the dantian, 3 inches below the navel, letting that air flow in, relaxing you, easing your muscles in your neck and your jawline, and softening your forehead as you enjoy the fact that Mark Levin is probably mad at a toilet right now and is screaming at it as he jiggles the handle and says, is this whole damn station falling apart? What the hell? And a slight thump on the wall makes him go, somebody's in here, even though no one was trying. It was just Jesse Waters slamming his fist on a desk 6 feet away. And even as light and without impact as it was, the teeny thump just went right across the hallway and made Mark feel rushed right at a moment when he just can't take it anymore. And I want to dedicate this moment to Tara Dublin, #RIP Portland, because she was talking today about how exhausted everyone gets at the entire Trumpiness of the whole Trump. And yes, please breathe deep and relax. We're going to breathe in and out. Just let that flow in. And I want you to know that the exhaustion that you might feel at dealing with Trump over the last few years is nothing compared to the abject loss of bodily function, control over bodily function, breathing, heart rate, the almost clinical ADD just bouncing around inside the skull of this gentleman who, by the moment, is getting more and more miserable. He is so miserable right now. He's giving Greg Kelly, a run for his money. Now, Greg is coming off the high of having a shitty phone call with Donald Trump, so he's feeling a little better than normal. But this is one of those moments where I think we can all learn a very valuable lesson. Sorry, it's just... I think it's important when we can find these moments of bonding and solace as they happen. And the important thing is that we're sympathetic to the seriousness of Mark Levin's situation.
Here I am like an idiot.
I'm such a dick. All right, you guys are wonderful. Thank you so much. No show, like I said, tomorrow, but I'm going to be posting a video in the afternoon around showtime. It might be a little after because I want to include some of the sound check from tomorrow. And then Wednesday shows will be normal, and I will be effectively worn down to a nub because Wednesday morning I have the morning show. Philip Bittner will be joining us. Afternoon show, and then I've got to race over right after the show's done over to Flappers and do an hour of off-the-cuff stand-up as only I am wont to do. And I want to congratulate Carl and his lovely wife Joyce on their anniversary, and it'll be lovely to spend part of that time with you two kids. It's just lovely to see you. So much love to everybody, and I will see you guys on the Flim Flam. Be safe. I'm driving. Thank you. Hail to the Colonel. That's right. And I'm driving tonight, so wish me luck. I've got to stay here long enough because Summer and I are the new Only Murders in the Building comes, so I'm literally staying until it airs, and then I'm not kidding. Literally staying till it airs, and then I'm heading out so we can watch it together because that's the kind of boyfriend I am. Anyways, love you guys. Take care of yourself and take care of somebody else.